So, are you ready? I think I'm ready now to maybe explain why I collect in the garage. It's going to be a bit clunky. There's going to be bits of films everywhere. So let's see how it turns out. So anyway, I was born in this house here, Avonwy Pontreg. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm on Google Earth. As you can see, it's in the middle of nowhere, not far from the town of Carnarvon, in Snowdonia. In Snowdonia, here's the mountain. There's Snowdonia there, look, Cranberries. Snowdonia, there's Snowdon Mountain. I come from there, look. Middle of bloody nowhere. I'm not there now, of course. Anyway, that's where I was born and bred. Where was I going from? Oh, yes. So, let me tell you, you're born and bred. Yeah, my father pissed off when I was 10. There was no getting around it. He pissed off, never to be seen again. Yeah. So anyway, so you can imagine, I was a bit of a wild child, and I didn't go to school very often. There was, in them days, in 71, there was only 3 streams in the school, A, B and C, and I was in C, and I was number 18 of 21 in the class, so I was pretty much bottom of the class, because I'm a wild child. Okay, so because I lived in the sticks, hold on, then we, I'm not sure if I've got this in order, then I've been a biker. Now I've been a biker since I was. Then I found myself on a bike, a 50cc bike. What year are we at? Oh, we're at 76 now. Okay, and I've got another picture to add in this. But anyway, here I am in 76. I've got myself a little 50cc motorcycle. So I'm knocking around on the motorcycle, and here I am, Yam 250. Here I've got now we've got another motorcycle now. Yeah. And then the next picture. So then I met up with Emlyn. We've been mates for 40 years. I'll find the other picture. We met whilst I joined the TAs, the Territorial Army. See that? It's a CX 500, the edge of it. Can you see the edge of that? This is us in the Isle of Man. Well, who influenced me? Get into the story of why I've got a garage how I am. Em's dad, Jack Harding Jones, Emlyn Harding Jones. Look, I've got a bowl on the haircut. Emlyn Harding Jones' dad was Jack Harding Jones, and he was my adopted dad. Not through marriage, but I was spent a lot of time, as you do as boys, knocking about on bikes. Em's dad was as nearest thing as I was going to get to a dad. And part of the reason, well, mostly you could, anything you wanted, Em's dad would go into his shed and he would bring something out and he would fix it. Em's I mean, they've all passed away now, but Frida once came here and said Jack would be proud of me, and that's good enough for me. So anyway, let's continue the story that what drew me towards nuts and bolts. So anyway, so now I've got a job. Hold on a minute. So now I've got a job. Wait there a minute. So there I am in Blackrock Sands, driving an ice cream van. Well, here I am, CD175 up in the fields. It's a Honda CB 500 twin. Yeah. Again, selling first aid in a Wallace Cameron van. Since I've passed my test, I've never done a job that hasn't involved driving. So anyway, let's carry on. It's a bit of comedy. We went to a party, boys dressed as girls and girls dressed as boys. This is what I'm trying to get to. A Chewel. Do you remember Sparfax and Jewel. There was one with Sparfax. One used to do Imperial, and one used to do metric. And here's my top trainer, top new trainer. That was, now we're at 85 now, aren't we? So maybe this had, and that was basically selling nuts and bolts to garages. There I am messing, and who hasn't took petrol out the works van so that they can put it in their bike and go up the fields. Look at that Mark 1 van. And this is when I first took Debbie. Debbie-licious was my, this is Em and Tracy's wedding, but this is when we first began. That's when I first started to go out with Debbie-licious. Well, I did have a bike once off my father. I think I was about 10. But he must have took it with him, because I haven't got it now. Ah, look. I fell for Debbie, hook, line and sinker, look. So then I got involved with rallying here, an Avenger. And you know what it's like when you're young and wild. You could find any old shed and drive around it like mad. So you can imagine. Hold on, wait there. So in them days, you didn't buy a part, you bought another car. So here we are, look, we're scrapping the old Avenger and we're putting into a Sunbeam. So when I strip a car, I strip absolutely everything we can get off it. This is the driveway by the side of the house, by the way. And I'll show you something now. You see, being youthful and energetic, when you want to change an engine and a box on the car, the box is included. All you have to do is get a plank and a couple of mates, and you can fit an engine and a box in a car. So I've always been sort of messing around with cars, a bit of a wild child and messing with cars. Here it is, it's going in. It's going in as one. Do you remember doing that? When you was a youngster? Obviously, when you want to put the engine on its mounts in the front cross member, well, you just need a rope and plenty of strength and pull on it, yeah, and get it on it to its mounting. So in them days, you did it all yourself, you know. Do you remember them days? Do you remember when you was that young and you used to reshell a car out of an Avenger into a Talbot Sunbeam? You see, in them days, you used to take everything to the tip, to the Kilgwin. And if you had a bad car and you were going to take it to the tip, because they just put it in a hole in the quarry, all you had to do was, am I in the right spot? Come on, here, hold on. No, hold on. So all you had to do, if you had a bad Chevette, shove it full of rubbish and drive it up to the tip. In between, because the cops change shifts, don't they, between 6 and 2 and 2 and 10 and 10 and 6. Yeah, so just take it up to the tip and then they put it in a hole. I think it was called Kilgwin. So I think it all began from there. We kept everything. Everything you wanted, you kept. Now I think I've got a sneaky feeling. There's some Avenger bolts somewhere. I've got a bypass, but there will be bolts in these pots that I've kept and that you would recognise from the old Avenger. I might have to dig a bit deeper, but I used to keep everything. And I think the habit of just keeping absolutely everything stretches over. So I think it began here in these first drawers, getting a gallon can and keeping everything. And so from there on inwards, I've been sort of self-sufficient, because you hate going to get stuff. So let me go and see if we can add a few more funny films to the end of this. Of course, whilst I'm going through the records, we have had a few spills on the way. And of course, Debbie is always game. She's a game old bird, Debbie, you know. Yeah. We had a go-kart and we were playing up in the quarry. So Debbie's always been a petrol head as well. Always loved messing about with motors. Debbie's always game, under instructions now and again. And of course, we never gave the car much mercy. We always needed parts and nuts and bolts if we weren't breaking something somewhere. So yeah, we never gave the car much mercy, the poor thing. As you do in your youth. You find an empty road and you fool around, don't you? And of course, Debbie doesn't mind being behind the wheel. It helps when when the missus is also a petrol head. Oh, here she comes. Here she is. Oh, CVs, there was all the rage. That's when you could use them then. And GB alloys. Anyone recognise the GB alloys? Oh, hold on, let me see. There's another one to get. I think it's this one. Yeah. So there again, you find any old shed in any old back road, and you can just go out and play, kill your car. So that's why I've always had stuff knocking around, because we're car breakers, aren't we? We built a buggy that we could take up the quarry and fool around on, break and fix it and mess about with it. And sometimes we could we'd take it down the beach. Yeah, we'd take it down the beach to play. And then other times we'd take it up the mountain to play. Here I am, look, let's get it going. This is, we didn't have the right tyres and we had no grip, but it does go eventually, yeah. So that's in a field, it's in the mountain, the countryside. Just get it out and fool around with it. Then of course, I passed my test, didn't I? I got involved in trucks and my sensible head came on me, and ever since then we haven't really messed about. No, too busy paying the mortgage and living your life. Yeah. So this is single stage venues. So if you want to see any of these films, they're on Reg and Deb Family Fern. Put that in, and this is in 1991. You'll sort of see what we get up to. Yeah, put in Reg and Deb Family Fern, and you'll see some of the old films. So I hope that explains how all the collecting came about, through necessity, really. Yeah, keep everything because you break everything. It's great to be young and full of energy, isn't it?